Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone. And shalom to you, hopefully elect. It's your brother Yahweh call from Great Millstone on Leno Camp. And just real quick, not to be too long-winded or anything. Just something that as I was going for a little walk earlier at this park, being that today is the 4th of July and supposedly everyone's celebrating the so-called independence, which you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians are never going to be independent. You're never going to be free until the kingdom come, But of course, Jake being dumbed down, all right, just because the so-called white man throws our people a bone every now and then, Jake is walking around here thinking that they're free when that's far from the case, but nevertheless, all right, the fact that, like I said, as I was walking through this park, and of course, today being the 4th of July, so with that being said, of course, you're going to have Jake out there barbecuing and basically, at this point, because even when it comes to these so-called holidays that our people worship, they celebrate, it's to a point now that people are just Jake is really just going through the motion. You can tell that the spirit behind these so-called holidays that they celebrate is the shit is dead, and the whole spirit is just dead, like it tells you, Isaiah. Because at this point, Jake is just going through the motion. When it comes to these so-called holidays, Jake is just going through the motion, Now, they don't even really, they're not even really into it like how they used to be, because the whole spirit is just dead. Isaiah 24 and verse 7, the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, and all the merry-hearted do sigh. And I say this all the time because when you're just out and about, which is a part of why, on a little sidebar, being circumspect when you're out and about, because I say all the time, you can see the look on the face of these people. You can see the spirits that's on these people, man, and you can just kind of tell that they're not all the way there. Like I said, you could just kind of tell that these people, man, they're just going through the motions. They're not even there all the way. All right. And you can definitely see the merry-hearted sign. You can see the look of desperation and depression, the frustration. You can see it all in these people, man, because everyone is tired. It says, verse 8, the mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoiceth endeth, the joy of the harp ceaseth. All right, so like I said, just the whole mirth of Babylon the Great, the spirit in Babylon is a spirit of sighing, and more and more people are just through and through, and it's beautiful with the Wadi Yahweh Shemal Shai, the Wadi Yahweh Shemal Shai, man, because as the scriptures tell us, it's better to be in the house of mourning rather than to be in the house of feasting. All right. Because soon, Lord willing, our grief is going to be turned into joy. And these people's joy is going to be turned into sorrow. So if you're paying attention, though, we can see being in that paradigm shift. We can see the shift. We can see the shift happening. Where we are right in between of that process of the Lord turning things upside down for these people, which the Lord is really turning things right side up. He's turning things upside down. As a matter of fact, it tells you that in verse 1. It says, behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth rod and inhabitants thereof. So like I said, the Lord is turning things upside down, which that's bad news for these people, but like I say, usually what's bad news for the world is good news for us. So the Lord's turning things upside down for these people, but he's really turning things right side up. So it's beautiful to witness this, to see this. Because like I said, these people are through. These people are through. Now Jake is still trying to, like I said, cling on to whatever ounce of hope that they've got, but that shit is waning, man. This shit is dead. This shit is dead. Like I said, it's just to a point where everyone's just going through the motions. It's just whatever at this point. So that's why I was going to go to Colossians 2:8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit. Yeah, because all this shit, like I said, is. But when you actually go into the real high holy days, which that's where holiday comes from. We celebrate the high holy days. All right, we observe the high holy days. All right, the real high holy days, which actually have meaning and purpose. All right, behind them, and the spirit that comes with these actually observing the actual high holy days, is different. Is different compared to these so-called holidays, all right, that are dead. In the spirit, like I said, more and more every year, these so-called holidays come around in the spirit, man. It's just dead. People don't even really look forward to celebrating these so-called holidays anymore, because the shit is dead. Like I said, well, when you read on, it says, verse 8 again, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Hamashiachs. Because of course these so-called holidays have nothing to do with Yahweh Shema Shai, but nevertheless, because it said after the traditions of men, you see. And hey, even the scriptures tell us, if it's not of Yahweh Shema Shai, man, eventually it's going to come to naught. And like I said, over the years, more and more, every year, these so-called holidays, man, it's just more and more dead. It's just to a point that people are just, keeping these holidays just because, like I said, it's just to a point. It's just, it's that time of the year again. So let's go ahead and spend all of our money and, spend all of our money on a vain holiday, something that, it doesn't mean shit, it doesn't amount to shit, but hey, yeah, everyone's still doing it, so we might as well do it just because, it's just that type of, it's just, just dead, just vain, just pointless, like I said, it's just to a point now, everyone they're just keeping up with the traditions of men. Everyone's just going through the motion. There's no real spirit, there's no real joy or anything. It's just whatever, but I will say this, I will, because you can't, to be fair, because, and that's something, let me grab this, one of my favorites, and that's something that Jake knows how to do. If they know how to do anything, Jake knows how to come together and, because like I said, walking through the park and seeing all the barbecues going and this and that, that's one thing. You can't knock Jake for, even 2/3. They know how to get together and throw down. Jake knows how to turn up, in wickedness, But the time is going to come when Jake is going to be able to turn up in righteousness. 1 Kings 4:22 or 21. 1 Kings 4:20, Judah and Israel, all right, northern and southern kingdom, were many, as the sandwiches by the sea in the multitude, eating and drinking and making merry. So you see, man, Jake being in a good state to an extent, because even King Solomon, he said it, because during King Solomon, that was a time when Jake was at peace. Northern and southern kingdom were at peace. It wasn't until the death of King Solomon, that's when the nation split. That's when we split. But during King Solomon's time, the Israel was at peace. The northern kingdom and the southern kingdom were one. And I know, man, that's something that I look forward to seeing, man. All my people, being at peace with one another, man. You know, no beef, no strife. You know, that's definitely one thing I look forward to, man. You know, attending the high holiday events in the kingdom, right? And brothers gonna be able to bring their family around, bring their families, multiple families, you know, bring their nation, because Jacob, one brother's gonna be a whole nation, man. So, you know, brothers gonna be able to bring their families around. You know, brothers ain't gonna be looking at other brothers' wives lusting. You know, brothers' wives ain't gonna be looking at other brothers lusting. You know, our wives are gonna be for us. You know, they're not gonna know another man. They're not gonna, you know, lust after another man. She's gonna be actually for you. You know, children, they're gonna be obedient. You know, children are gonna be children. You know, everything's gonna be in unison. Everything's gonna be the way it's supposed to be, man. And that's something that I think about all the time. The Commonwealth. You know, just I can't wait to see all Israel just at peace, at one. You know, like I said, that's when we're gonna have real independence, and that's when Jacob's gonna be able to turn up in righteousness. All right, but as of right now, this ain't it. You know, and like I said, because it reminds me of Exodus, the 2nd chapter, right? When Jake, you know, all they did was catch hell, right? That's why Jake was multiplying, Jake was getting fruitful, Jake was getting down, getting busy, right? Exodus 2. Exodus 2 and 23. And it came to pass in process of time that the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of the bondage, and they cried, and their cry came up unto the Most High by reason of the bondage. So, you know, that's why, like I said, you know, when you read on, man, it goes on to, hey, Jake was expanding, Jake was growing, Jake was getting busy, because, hey, Jake needs that release, you know. Jake needs that release. Jake needs that little escape. And like I said, when it comes to these so-called holidays, all right, you know, like I said, Jake is doing anything to cling on to whatever they got, man. Jake is looking for any release, because Jake is tired. You know, Jake is tired. You know, but as of right now, like I said, this ain't it. You know, this ain't it. Because another thing that I say, even when it comes to 2/3, man, you know, at one point, you know, because we know the prophecy of 2/3, they're gonna die. As of right now, 2/3, they're an enemy to the cross. As of right now, the hell with 2/3. But it's not personal, you know. You get seasoned, and you become more mature. You know, I've gotten to a point where, like I said, it's not personal. You know, I'm to a point now, even with 2/3, it's just like, man, I'm tired of seeing 2/3. I'm tired of seeing 2/3. I'm tired of seeing my people suffer. You know, I'm tired of seeing my people jacked up. You know, I long for the day to see all my people at peace, the Commonwealth. So that's why, like we say here at our camp, man, hey, man, Jake needs the kingdom. We need the kingdom bad. You know, we need the kingdom, man, because this ain't it, you know. But like I said, that's one thing I will give Jake. Jake knows how to get together. When they do get together and turn up, you know, do a little something, you know, make something out of nothing. You know, that's one thing our people know how to do, you know. But that was all I had. Lord willing, this was edifying. Call Halayim La Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Shalom to you, hopefully, like.